So I'm wearing black today, because it's time we have a funeral. A funeral for any chance the Pistons had at being relevant in any time soon. Yesterday was the NBA draft lottery. And, the Pistons, for the second consecutive year, had the worst record. By far the worst record in the NBA. So, therefore, realistically, they should have the best chance to get the number one pick. Now, I didn't even know the draft lottery was going on. And until the full results were printed, or posted, I should say, not printed. I don't know why I said printed, but. And then I see that the Pistons got the fifth pick in the damn draft. What? Now, if you recall, a similar thing happened last season. They had the worst record in the NBA, and they got the fifth pick in the damn draft. Now, once, okay, you know what? Fine. It's a freak thing, but that's what happens. 2 times now. 2 times in a row. 2 years in a goddamn row. To the same team. That's rigged. It's all rigged. Bias. Seriously, Gen Bomb has to be involved with this. How does it happen 2 years in a row to the same team? And the same pick, too. They were supposed to be 1, and they got 5. This is twice now. It's literally rigged. You cannot tell me otherwise. I think this is just a time for me to talk about how the draft lottery needs to be abolished entirely. This is not just for the NBA, for the NHL. I don't think any other major league does it, but it needs to be done. It needs to be gone, okay? I get it, it's for a little bit of fun, and they're trying not to allow teams to tank. Listen. The team sucks. Let them have their pick, okay? The NFL does it well. How about you follow their rulings? I don't always agree with what the NFL says, but in this situation, I do agree. You need to go with them. And not have it, because you know what? In your lottery system, the team that should have been the number 1 overall pick is pick number 5. The team that should have been number 2 overall pick is number 14. And meanwhile, who gets the number 1 pick, might be wondering that. Oh, well, maybe it was like the Spurs or the Trailblazers. It wasn't the Trailblazers. It was the goddamn Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks made the playoffs. They made the playoffs. They were in the play-in tournament, which I count the playoffs. They were in the goddamn playoffs. You literally had a playoff team. You literally had a playoff team get the number 1 overall pick of the draft. What sense does that make? Are you really that concerned with teams, too many teams tanking, that you give a playoff team the number 1 pick of the damn draft? It pisses me off. It really does. The NBA's on-court product, even with the less incentive to tank, is still shit. Okay? I'm sorry. The NBA sucks. Alright? On-court product is terrible. The season is way too long, way too drawn out. It's the same teams that they talk about every night. And it's just not that fun. Plus there's player injuries and, they don't focus on the it's a whole monopoly thing brought up by goddamn ESPN. And they can only talk about the Lakers. They can only talk about the Bucks. They can only talk about like 2 teams. These other teams are not getting any attention because they're not a part of their agenda for talking about stuff. And it's just... So at that point, You want them to tank. You want the tanking because then the teams, there could be more prosperity. Teams like the goddamn Pistons, who have sucked for so many years, can actually get the number 1 overall pick that they deserve. But no, apparently not. So NBA, more like National Basketball Association, more like National Bitch Ass is. That's what I gotta say. It's just absolutely stupid, and I think many people would agree with me that the NBA and the NHL lottery system needs to be abolished. It's just stupid. It's not this draft lottery, and they just rig it. They rig it against Detroit every year. They say, "Fuck you, Detroit! Fuck you! Fuck you, Detroit! You don't get anything good." And we end up in this situation. So, I propose we start a campaign to abolish the draft lotteries. What do you guys say? Let me know. Fuck you, Atlanta.